Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Bone Podcast. It's Tuesday morning, and we got a kick-ass show ahead of you. If this is your first time listening, this is where we discuss all things crypto markets, including majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and we also discuss some meme coins and NFTs. We are live on video stream, both on X, Twitter, and YouTube. So if you want to come check us out, go just look up the Daily Bone Podcast on YouTube. And we're also obviously live on Twitter Spaces. If you're live on Twitter Spaces, give us a like, a comment, maybe even a bookmark in there if you're feeling generous.
Hell yeah, bookmark it.
Bookmark that thing, baby. Before we kick things off, or actually today we're going to be discussing the U.S. government moving $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not looking great, showing some weakness. We have the SEC changing its stance on Solana. And lastly, we're going to do a deep dive on Ethereum as it's showing some strength. It looks good. But we're going to discuss whether or not it's going to hold and analyze the Ethereum ETF's performance so far versus Bitcoin. And we're going to go from here. Easy, real quick, you saw a Deadpool last night. This is the newest Deadpool, which we discussed on the show for its poly market odds yesterday. What'd you say was it? 6 out of 10?
6.8 out of 10.
6.8.
6.8 out of 10.
Okay. Interesting. Have you been on Poly Market recently? I know you dove in last week or 2 weeks ago. You started getting your feet wet. Have you gotten back into it at all?
Post Nashville, I sold everything. Floored it all.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I did. I still have money in there, but I got out of all my positions. I'm up about $85, so 0.85%.
And you put in $1,000?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think that's more. I think you're up 8.5%.
No.
Yeah, if you're up $85 on your you are.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, my math's the best.
Well, and is it just because you just like meme coins better than
Meme coins are just
right
way
now?
more fun, dude. Way more fun. I'm sorry, but they're just way more fun. This market's good if you're bored, I guess. It's cool. It's fun when stuff moves 10%, I guess. That's kind of the boat I'm in. When you have an edge, it's way more fun. But Kamala Harris to win president was an interesting swing from 30% up to 38. Mark Kelly from 30% to 38%, also interesting. But dude, those aren't big moves. You can buy a meme coin. I sent one before the show. We're up 70%. It's been 8 minutes.
Have you taken profit? Have you taken profit though?
Higher.
No, don't listen to Easy. Easy does this thing where he shares a trade with you, or he's super excited. And he's got this so much conviction that it gets me fired up. So Easy's yeah, $20 programmed, book it higher. And I'm all right, let's go. And then
that's the Radium bet. The Radium bet's gonna happen. $20 programmed higher.
Yeah, Easy with this. I put $100,000.
No. Listen to the show. I'm going to put $100,000 into it. I said on the show I have put 25 in. We're in for an honest, hardworking 25.
Hardworking 25, and then what will happen is that you'll be and you're contemplating for 24 hours. You do your trade. You then go back to Easy to consult where should I get out. Easy's already out. He got out while you're thinking about getting in.
So it's yo, Easy, are you buying on this dip? How are you feeling about this? He's no, I got out 2 days ago. Dude, come on. What are you talking about?
This Radium feels different though. Radium's one that I'm excited about. That, Shadow, and Jupiter are the three that I'm because dude, I have to move some of these profits into something that's not Solana anymore. I look at my Solana bag and I'm just if I keep buying here, my average entry is gonna be it'll skew all the way up to $40. And I don't want that. I'm sitting at a $26 average on my Sol bags with size, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy with how much Sol I have earning 8%, So that I'm interested in. There are some
Easy, you leave the casino. That is also another choice.
No.
You take the profits, you go home.
No, casinos got a cashback guarantee right now, Sig. You can't get out now. You can't get out now. There's other things I still look at though. I'm still bullish ton. I think that still has a pretty clear path to the 2025 range. There's some things that I still want to continue to buy. Obviously, I'm still in AVAX. Near is continuing to become more interesting to me. It's just those things I just have daily DCAs on. Whereas on-chain stuff, which is where I'm buying Ray, Jupiter, and Shadow, is a little bit I have to be more conscious of when to buy.
Yeah, well, look, we're gonna kick off the show. We got a bunch to cover. I want to actually break this down. It's looking very interesting right now. Some of the top three, Ethereum, Solana, and Bitcoin is starting to get. Oh, Nick, Choose Rich Nick, welcome to the show. We're excited to have you in here. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm very excited about the top three tokens.
It's a shakeup going on up there. I don't know if you've been watching.
You were talking about how Ethereum seems to be having momentum right now.
100%. It looks phenomenal. We're going to talk about it
right after you sold.
We don't have to bring that in. Hey, Pio says no talking about what you own. All right. Well, yeah. So for people that maybe don't know,
was sell the laggard, buy into momentum at peak momentum, basically.
Well, we're going to talk about it. Yeah, for people that don't know, I sold my ETH, the majority of my ETH bag over the weekend for Solana and Bitcoin. And many are saying, many of the ETH heads are saying I sold the bottom of ETH, which it's looking like I did. But we'll see. Speaking of the market signal, let's kick this off. Let's get on with the weather report whenever you're ready. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's find out if it's a good idea to sell all your ETH on Tuesday, July 30th. Let's look at the crypto roundup. The majors, it's all red on the day. That Bitcoin, it's down 4% to 66,600. Ethereum also down to 3,300. Solana broke out the 190s and is back into 181. The biggest mover amongst the top 100 coins, though, it was a cat, and it was PopCat. That is down to 740 million market cap. Over the past 24 hours, top three stories. Firstly, the US government has transferred just shy of 30,000 Bitcoin seized from Silk Road to 2 addresses. The transfer is speculated to relate to a custody deal struck up between the U.S. Marshal Service and Coinbase earlier this month. The U.S. government currently holds over 200,000 Bitcoin worth $13.5 billion. Secondly, BlackRock CIO Samara Cohen told Bloomberg that she doesn't expect a Solana ETF in the near term. She stated that when looking at investability and customer interest, Ethereum and Bitcoin met the bar, and it would be a while before we see anything else. Oh, that's bad news for Solana. And then lastly, the SEC amended their Binance complaint with regard to third-party crypto asset securities. When the SEC initially sued Binance, it defined a number of tokens as securities, including Solana, Cardano, Matic, and Filecoin, Nick's favorite. Well, that is all for the weather report, folks. It is back to you in the studio.
Fantastic weather report, Signal. Some news stories over the past 24 hours. Some were covered in that weather report you just heard, or also in our daily newsletter, which is sent every single weekday morning and on Saturdays. You can go subscribe at bodagos.com. Very first story, we got the U.S. moving Bitcoin. Around noon Eastern yesterday, the U.S. government moved $2 billion worth of Bitcoin from Silk Road seizures. This comes 2 or 3 days right after Donald Trump said they would not be selling any of their Bitcoin. So the Biden and Harris administration moving.
Well, hold on. So did even we don't cover it in this article, which is ridiculous, Ray, that you don't cover the fact that James Seyffert posted that this may have to do with them just moving it to Coinbase custody?
We literally just talked about that in the weather report.
It says in the weather report, Nick.
Are you a Trump supporter? Are you voting for Trump?
I'm not.
Wait, he said it in the weather report.
I mean,
Nick's just asking a question. Can somebody answer the question?
Right here, and everybody wants to know, Ray, where do you fall on the political spectrum right now?
I consider myself an independent. I still haven't made up my mind who I'm voting for.
An undecided voter. Do we believe it? Do we believe it? I don't know. I didn't even realize those sort of people exist, right?
Everyone say who they're voting for on 3.
Right.
1, 2, 3. All right. Many are speculating the reason for this move was a custody deal between the U.S. Marshals and Coinbase that was announced at the beginning of the month. So some reasoning given there, but people do not know whether or not this is going to be sold or what the deal is there. Bitcoin's price, Bitcoin's down 4.6% on the day in the last 24 hours, but it was already dumping or down 3% on the day before this move happened. Easy, do you think the possible move here, the possible dump on Bitcoin is due to this, or would this already be priced in? What are you thinking about here?
I think the market's overreacting. We did go up only for an extended period of time. I think Nick should be a little bit worried about this 220 target now. Personally, I think I'm going to win the bet. We have 31 days, 32 days.
Dude, I'm going to win this.
$40 move, 32 days.
Yeah, dude. Solana went from 111 up to 200, a $90 move in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
That was back on February 28th.
Easy's winning. I think Easy's winning by the end of August. I do.
You want to place a side bet?
No, I'm just like I'm just on the sidelines. I'm just on the sidelines. I'm just looking. I'm just doing the weather report every day, and we're looking at Elio trades. Look, everything
Put
on
your
Bitcoin
money where
right
your mouth
now.
is, Signal.
No. I'm sitting on the sidelines here. All I'm saying is that everything that Elio tweeted yesterday was about the US having to do something positive for Bitcoin to move up. I don't think that's going to happen in the next 30 days. I don't think you're going to get your 220, but that's just me. That's just me. I'll put that on Polymarket as well.
Your mouth is.
Okay, what's the bet size? What's the bet size?
I don't know how much you want to bet, like $10.
Yeah, it was 100. It was 100, so I'll do 10%. I'll do $10. Yeah, I'll do $10. I'm in for 10.
Well, it was actually one soul is what Easy and I bet.
Okay. I'm in for one.
One soul, okay.
One soul?
One soul. I'm going big. I'm going big.
Air shake on it.
Yeah.
Shit. I don't know, man. Now dude, I'm 0 for 2 in my last 2 bets. I lost a bet on Biden dropping out before August 1st.
You have one more day.
No, I paid $1,000.
To who?
An investor who was, I gave him 10-to-1 odds. It was stupid. And so I just paid $1,000. Then at Karate Combat, I took the under on Nick Carter while I was sitting right next to the pit. Spur of the moment bet, lost that too. Yikes. In 5 seconds. Like literally, I was like, all right, shake on it. Nick Carter runs out, match is over. I was like,
no, he opened a can of whip ass.
Aubrey Strobel was the one that won the money for me.
Okay. So you in on this? Because I haven't seen an air shake or anything on your end.
You look a little scared, rich guy.
I've lost so much.
I've lost
but you could also win so much.
So the settlement.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Wait, all right. What's the number? What's the number?
No, I don't think it's going to break your 220.
220 before the end of August?
Before September 1st. September 1st, 12 a.m. Eastern time.
Let's go. Second soul.
Boom. That's the bet. That's the bet. So this is is it by the end of August? Solana either hits 220 or it doesn't. If it hits 220 or goes over, Nick wins the bet. If not, Signal and Easy both win a bet. This is 2 soul on the line here. Let's go. Let's go. Speaking of Solana, look, I'm no TA expert, but for the people listening on Twitter Space, I'm going to pull up the Solana chart. And these are just 2 lines, I drew a couple of weeks ago. Look at that. Easy. Is this the what the experts call resistance that we're seeing at this 180?
This is the wildest channel I think I've ever seen. It's good, but there's a variety of lines in between there too.
Okay. Well, what's going on with Solana here? Why is it down? I mean, man, it's down 5% in the last. Are you worried at all here? 182.
I guess it's over, Clemente. It's just done.
Talk me off a ledge, Easy. What are we looking at? I mean, look at these 2 lines. It's just in these this channel just floating around. So what's the story here with Solana, Easy?
I think it's rejecting off resistance, which your line is right. Your line is right. Back in that like 182 area. I had posted a chart for this. I just want to find my chart. Yeah, so like right here, we're kind of in no man's land. I think under 179 is back into that range from like 179 to 170. Under 170, I get a little nervous, and then we go down towards like 155 area. It's kind of where my head's at. If we continue to see some sell pressure on it, then that probably opens the door here. Your chart is this channel's massive. Like you're looking basically the entire summer here. Like close enough. Can we get some more TA from you, Clemente? I think you should analyze this.
So, okay, for the people listening on Spaces right now, we have the Solana chart lined up. Look, if I was going to add some additional lines on here, I would.
Easy got a little too eager with that chart.
Yeah, you think? Yeah, easy. Maybe. Do you think you maybe turned a little too bullish?
That's the first line you went for.
I like
look,
it. I like the
this
upwards. I like the upward channel he's got. This is an upward edge, which is actually a wedge, upward wedge, which is actually kind of a bearish scenario. If it breaks down into this, we're smoked.
Okay, so you don't want it to break out of this. So look, if
Don't want it to
this
break
thing,
down.
yikes, it's really getting tight here then, huh?
Yeah, you could pop up the Bollinger Bands. See the indicators at the top?
Indicators.
Top 4. You have Sol
Top.
USD on the top left.
Oh, wait, these are the
Okay.
Fibonacci's. Hold
No,
on.
yeah, those are some fibs. Okay, I don't know what you're doing.
I'm
Okay.
doing some chat.
So go
okay.
up to the very top, where it says Sol USD. Over 2 more, 3
Go
more.
to the right. Oh my
Nope, you're getting real close. 2 more. 2
No.
more.
Stop.
Okay.
I'm
Says
clicking.
indicators.
1 more.
Okay.
Indicators. Click. Now start searching Bollinger.
Search.
BOL. There you go.
Bollinger Band strategy.
Yeah.
No. Go down to
No,
balance
go
of power.
down.
Right below
down,
balance of power.
One more.
Bollinger Bands. Okay, cool. Now we're locked in. We got some Bollinger Bands here. And that was a just phenomenal podcasting right there. So what are we looking at here? What is this Bollinger Bands?
It's
Ooh.
fucking nothing.
Ooh, Kickstart would not like that statement, Nick.
You need to zoom out to go to like the daily or the weekly. You're on the 4 hour. That's the beginning of your issue.
Okay, 1 day. Nice. Okay.
So you're getting a little more of a wide band here. This is still in an uptrend on the BBs. So what you're really concerned about here, the Bollinger Band right now is at like 170, something like that, 160. So like you could still go down and be in an uptrend. Generally speaking, right now it's just in it could be in a consolidation point before it breaks out. I'm gonna win this bet. Signal and Easy both. I just wanted free 2 Sol. So that's what went on.
$140 at the price point that you want.
Yeah,
That's solid.
It's
So
not bad.
Tommy DeAndre, I agree. Looking like a lazy river to me. This does look like a lazy river. Can I share another chart that I was looking at? And by the way, I've just recently started using TradingView. It's phenomenal. You can just do all the tickers you want. I was using CoinMarketCap before, and it's not ideal for a high performance analysis that I'm looking to do. So let's pull up the ETH Sol chart. How about this?
How about this?
Okay, no, this is sorry. I'm gonna pull up the right chart. 1 second, please.
Waiting.
That was the right chart.
Yeah, I wanted Sol ETH. So
Okay, here I have that on my screen if you really want. Let me just show you this one,
okay.
so you can see how this works. And sorry to the people who are listening to this garbage. Not my fault. Okay.
Yeah.
Here, what do you want to know with this one?
Can you zoom in a little bit? So I'm looking at Sol ETH chart, and again, if you draw the lines up on those 3 top parts, it looks like it topped out again. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little bit of fear that I top ticked the Sol ETH chart because it's not looking pretty. That rejection, as the experts would call it, doesn't feel the best. And the ETH, if I were to think about the next 2 to 3 weeks, the outflows of the ETH ETF are going to stop coming in once the grayscale assets stop the outflows, and we're going to see a nice little rally on Ethereum. We could see Ethereum to 4,500, maybe 5K.
Your bigger issue is that you're buying and selling each of these different things. You're getting taxed or tax loss harvesting in your case.
Yeah, I wasn't making any money on it.
You should just accumulate more of both. You should have a portfolio of Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum. avalanche.
I hold no ETH.
Okay, but yeah, we already. Congratulations, Easy. You know, great job.
You're doing great, kid.
So is it? I think maybe Easy's biasing my portfolio here because I mean I have way less ETH exposure now. I have some via NFTs, but anyways, besides the point, you would say, Nick, if you had an unbiased approach that the Sol ETH chart maybe topped in and we might be in for a little Ethereum run here.
Maybe. I mean, based on how this looks, yeah. How did the price of Solana do from May 18th to June 23rd? May 18th to June 23rd. That's when we saw ETH dominance. So let's go May. Okay, well, it did awfully. So it went from 186 down to 129. The last time that this happened and that this ticked. So if you go back to some of my tweets, I was saying we're still in sideways summer. And a lot of people didn't believe me. The result is I've had to since laugh at poor people on the timeline as a living. So that's what's happened ever since then. A lot of people bought, sold, they're trading in between. We're just going sideways. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sol gave one more pullback here. I don't know. It's impossible to perfectly predict here. The breakout was very nice. How we were operating before, I'll just draw this up to add another line to this thing. We had this nice breakout, which that breakout to me indicates that we should be going somewhere 128, like at least up 40 to 80 off this break, which would make it 40 would make it 204 or 202, which would have given us up here. 80 would have given us 240. So I still feel like we're still on the breakout at this moment in time. So I'm waiting to see. I'm on the side that it breaks out. But again, I don't actually actively trade on these movements. I just own both. This was July 15th. I said, as bullish as the timeline is, we're still technically ranging sideways. I keep buying on dips and cautiously optimistic that we've bottomed. That said, we're sideways for now. That was July 15th. That was when we were right here. And everyone was like, oh my God, we're breaking out. But we're just chopping in this range, basically. It's just been ongoing consolidation. Even Bitcoin, for that matter, has not broken. Everyone's like, 69,000. We've made it. Holy shit. Mm-hmm. We're just chopping sideways still. We got that resistance up at 71. Where do I have it? 71,500. So I don't know. The timeline is just like very like swings on any 5% move, you included. You end up moving your bags. Dude, I think it's just hold on. It's also funny seeing like Elio and what's his name? That's got guns and
Alex Becker.
Seeing Alex Becker just being like, and these are the 20 coins that you need to buy. Like the moment that this shit is breaking out, like at all, then suddenly it's like the bull market is back on. So I don't know. What?
Bull market hasn't left. It's been a bull market.
Okay, well, it didn't feel like the bullish of bull markets. It didn't feel euphoric. It wasn't a euphoric bull.
Well, that's the top of the bull, is when euphoria sets in. We've been grinding higher for a literal year.
Well, look at the BBWP, which I have no fucking clue what that stands for.
Oh, that's what Eric Crown.
Yeah, Eric Crown loves this thing.
Okay. Are you should we bring up your screen again?
So we topped out back on Bitcoin back on July 20th. So we've been seeing it pull back since then. When this hit a low last time, I don't know what that means though. Like it doesn't seem correlated to anything from what I can tell. Like last time, June 5th, it hit this level or hit towards where it's heading. And we then dumped from there. Bitcoin went from 71,000 all the way down to 56,000. So also one thing that's been interesting is like everyone's been like prematurely bullish because we just haven't broken out against prior resistance. And we had a lower low right here on Bitcoin. If you're looking on the daily, we had this and then we had this. So I don't know that this is it's hard for me to say that we've been on a bullish trend at this time. I don't know. So I'm waiting to see for this to break out for more direction. I have accumulated a little more during like not a lot, like 10K during the 10 to probably 20 to 30K during the sideways movement. When Solana hit this level down here, 127, somewhere around that, or that was when I bought an ETH on the show. Was what was that? July 8th. So I bought another ETH there. I don't know. I think we're sideways at this moment in time.
Hey,
I
Nick,
feel
I'm
like everything
curious.
you've just said is like, I mean, this is pretty much what Easy's thesis has been since, I want to say, like last year, October time. He's just been like narrating what will happen, and I feel like we're now running through it in real time with this sideways summer action, and I just don't see anything particularly interesting happening until September, October time as we head into the elections, simply because the campaigning, that's when it's going to get really interesting. And I think some of the things that potentially the Republicans might say could move it, or when the interest rate committee come back, and then they're having to give their forecast for the last Q4 of this year. I just feel like we're doing what we're meant to be doing now, and these opportunities for buying, if you're seeing Solana go to an interesting price, you can still buy Ethereum as well. But I think all the action, like whether you can read a THR or whether you can't, is pretty obvious. It's going to come in Q4, and it is not going to be happening in the next, let's say, 28 to 31 days.
Yeah, we're sideways.
Yeah, and
220, 240 though, we're still on the horizon.
Ray, if you want to jump in and ask any questions, I know you were in here for a bit.
Yeah, you're gonna ask the master something.
Yeah, Ray. Yeah, let me bring. Yeah,
sorry, I had a quick question. Are you DCAing or are you just buying dips? And when you are buying dips, like what are you looking for?
Sometimes I just FOMO in.
It's usually what happens. Here's $5,000. Let me throw it at this thing. Like
I just keep adding periodically. I've added on during the previous pumps also. Is where like when we were at when was Solana like raging back when we were at like 190 back during in March during that pump, I was actually buying some more as well. I've just been adding more to my bag through this whole time. I know that the upside is still limited, but I've just been adding. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Someone asked in the comments, what's my sell strategy? Well, Easy's is Solana 400 or 450. What did you say?
450.
I'll start scaling at 450.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'd probably sell a little bit.
That's what I mean.
Because
Scaling out is scaling on the way up. I'm not going to dump the whole bag at 450, but I will start to take profit around there.
That sounds like a next year. That's a next year.
I want to be completely out of my soul bag by May of next year.
Yeah. So you're thinking that what Solana will be trending in that direction by March, April time next year?
I think we see 400, maybe even 450 by December of this year.
By December.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Very interesting.
Wow. Okay.
I think
but
the end of Q3, start of Q4 is literal fireworks across the crypto market. You're already seeing the Democratic Party start to shift their narrative on it, and the Republican Party is taking a very strong stance pro crypto, which if the Democratic Party does start to come around and show positive signs towards crypto, it's going to be an absolutely electric price action on the way up. Like I'm talking god candles across the market. Bitcoin to 120, 130K, ETH probably still at 4K, Sol to 400, 500.
I mean, I feel like if the Republicans win, I agree with that. But the Democrats, I feel like if they will like if they win, great, but they'll shift their policy and they're not going to do anything about crypto. I feel like it's all like the Democrats would just be all speculation, but the Republicans will actually do something about it. But either way, I do see us going up more if the Democrats become more bullish. But 450 on Solana by the end of this year, I would also take a bet that's not going to happen, but I'm not because I'm already potentially down one Sol. So, but I'm just going to be a side bet right now that we don't see it by the end of the year. But I do think we'll be
Take an
probably
emotional bet
around,
on it. A
yeah, an
social bet.
emotional bet.
Social bet.
A
That's what
social
we'll
bet,
do.
exactly right. It's a social bet,
Yeah.
but I do think like going into the elections, when the Republicans are trying to scrape for every vote they can get, that's when we're going to start to see some nice price action.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on here. I want to get on to some of the quick hitters for today. Very quickly, we had the Solana ETF. Let's talk about this for a second. The BlackRock CIO went on Bloomberg yesterday, and she said that she doesn't expect a Solana ETF in the near term. She cited the lack of institutional and customer demand as the reasoning behind this, as opposed to regulatory hurdles.
Regulatory.
This comes on the heels of the SEC amending their Binance complaint to no longer classify tokens such as Solana as securities. Easy, we've talked about this a couple times. What did you make of the this reasoning from the BlackRock CIO on the Solana ETF?
I thought it was interesting. The other thing that came out was that there's now a motion to remove Solana as a security and some ongoing litigation and some lawsuits as well. So you're seeing both sides of it. I don't think them saying a lack of a Solana ETF for this year is unheard of. I think the longer time frame, like a 5 year, is crazy because I do think it happens sooner than later, especially when you see inflows and fees generated. I think more crypto assets will continue to have ETFs, and we'll even start to get baskets of them where it's active portfolios managed through an ETF and an investment vehicle. That's the thing that I'm more interested in. What I'm less interested in is a Sol ETF this year. I think if you keep that narrative hot, that will drive positive price action. And that's what we've seen. Like the ETH catalyst has happened. Great. Bitcoin catalyst happened. Great. Solana still has that narrative right now of a potential ETF. So why not let it just ride the coattails of that speculation, which will have more violent price action on the upside and potentially the downside. If they say like no ETF for the next 2 years, that's a negative sign because that basically sets you up for no ETF during a bull market. So we'll see. I think it's something to just monitor, but I also don't think it's that crazy of a statement. Like I haven't been banging the drums that we'll get a Sol ETF in the next 3 months. I think that's unrealistic. Obviously, ETH and Bitcoin having the legacy that they have, it makes it significantly easier. I still don't want to write off an XRP ETF personally, because that is one that's been written as not a security. So I'm like, that is inherently not a security.
What kind of factors do you look? So you think, I think your stance before has been XRP ETF before Solana even.
Yeah.
And do you think we get another ETF by the end of the year?
No, I don't think we get another ETF before year end.
Got it. Okay. Well, we'll be checking in on that, obviously, during the rest of this year as time goes on. Some quick hitters for today. We had 15,000 Gemini users potentially could be affected by a banking breach. So we'll see that development as it goes on.
Sorry, can you explain that?
Yeah. I'm gonna have Ray share his screen here. So crypto exchange Gemini has warned users to monitor their accounts for unusual activity after it confirmed that 15,000 of its customers might be affected by a breach of its banking partner. An unauthorized actor gained access to an internal collaboration tool on the bank partner system, which may have resulted in the potential disclosure of certain transactional data between June 3rd and June 7th, 2024.
So it's just transaction data?
It looks like, yeah, informational, just bank information for its customers.
Interesting. Everybody's waiting to find out what's going on because everybody uses Gemini.
Yeah, everyone uses Gemini. Everyone's worried right now. Anyways, next story, we had the Bank of England will experiment with CBDCs and distributed ledger technology. We'll see how that goes. Polymarket has crossed $1 billion in total volume bet. Polymarket continuing to crush it, and I'm sure that number will go up expeditiously in the coming weeks and months. The Doodles Studio Bridge to Base goes live. Doodles keep rolling out some things. I believe their album comes out to next week. This is with Pharrell. They have Lil Wayne on there. I think Lil Yachty, and this is Doodles, the NFT collection. We'll see how that goes. And lastly, the Moonshot trading app. There's a meme coin trading app. Moonshot goes live on mobile. So some additional things there for Moonshot. This is what people are saying could be a key for institutional adoption of meme coins, that you can trade everything very easily with even as easily as with Apple Pay. So we'll see how that goes. Congratulations to Moonshot. All right, well, let's get into some of the ETH versus Bitcoin ETFs. I want to do a little bit of a check-in since it's been a week since the Ethereum ETF went live. As of right now, Bitcoin has $62 billion in assets under management. The ETH ETF has $10 billion in assets under management. But obviously, keep in mind that the Grayscale trust is still in there. So I believe that's like 8 billion if I had to check. Last week's flows, we had Bitcoin with 173 million in inflow, so not a super high number necessarily, but still solid. And ETH with $440 million in outflows. Before I rattle off a further kind of analysis here on the ETF so far, I'm curious what you guys make of the debut so far of the Ethereum ETF versus Bitcoin. I think it's surpassed expectations as far as demand goes, but the Grayscale ETH has been dumping more than people expect, with almost $2 billion in outflows. Any takes here on ETH ETF versus Bitcoin, what you guys were expecting, kind of the performance so far?
I think it's kind of expected. Like, you have now cycling liquidity because, like, obviously now there's more assets that you can purchase on the crypto front, either Bitcoin or ETH. You don't have massive inflows that are more excited to buy ETH than Bitcoin. So I'm like, this isn't terribly unexpected. I would like obviously higher volume. That would be good. But overall, I think this is kind of like pretty normal. I don't think this is anything too crazy. I think that it's still a win just because now traditional equities can buy into this, and TradFi Capital's unprecedented when it comes to size. So that's a win. But I don't think this is like anything to be upset about or worried about.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
I think it's interesting as well. Sorry, I was about to call you Ethereum, Clemente. It's interesting to also to look at those figures as well, and kind of reflect on the back of what BlackRock CIO, what she was saying, and you could pretty much see that those numbers represent client interest. So if you imagine what a Solana ETF would look like right now, if it came in the next 3 months, it would be very, very, very poor. So I can totally see why they're saying that there's no ETF coming this year. And I guess obviously how the Bitcoin and the Ether ETFs perform over the next 12 months will then dictate whether there's more client interest on their side for them to open other crypto ETFs. So pretty muted for the time being, but I think potentially as well, this will pick up again as the rest of the market picks up going forward into Q4 as well. So it's kind of acting as part of the whole sideways summer narrative.
I'm going to pull up the chart from, or this tweet from Evan. And basically what Evan S SS6 shared is the two ETF launches side by side. This is Bitcoin and Ethereum. The Bitcoin ETF bottomed on day 12, which is the 7th day of trading, which would be today. The bottom occurred 22% off the local peak. It occurred at cumulative grayscale outflows of 13%, and then it proceeded to rip 92% in 50 days. I'm sure we all remember that rip that the ETF went on after Easy actually correctly called the sell the news event, and then the massive rip after that. Comparing to the Ethereum ETF, right? We're in the 7th day of trading, or sorry, the 6th day of trading today, I believe, or maybe give or take one day. The news was sold much faster. It hit this mark in basically the long and short of this is Grayscale is having much larger outflows this time around on the ETH ETF than Bitcoin.
Hey, thanks for that explanation. You're like, numbers. The money was coming in, was going out, and a lot of people are trading it.
Ray, you're muted.
You're muted.
Here we go. Ray, you're muted. Ray's just riffing. Here we go. Ray, you're muted.
All right, let's try this again. I'm jumping in for the assist now correctly. A lot of numbers there. I apologize, Clemente. In the first week of trading, GBTC sold about 7.5% of its assets under management in outflows. ETH under Grayscale has already sold 18%. So the amount of outflows coming out of Grayscale's product are coming out faster from the Ethereum ETF. And if the outflows continue at their current pace, the ETH fund would be completely exhausted in 4 weeks.
Take that, Nick. Roaring Ray coming in to save the day. Thank you, Ray.
Take that, Nick.
Ray,
I got a physical therapy appointment in a moment here, Clemente. But is there anything else that you need me to commentate on? Because I know that the audience is. I'm in high demand.
Yeah, absolutely. When do you need to leave? Do we have 3 more minutes with you?
3 minutes.
All right. Let's play this or that. What do you think? Let's do this is a new segment, Nick. Yeah, you're provided with 2 choices and you have to pick which one is more likely. I actually do like this one. But I don't know what Nick will think. All right, let's kick this off. Which happens first? Solana hits $220 or Kamala election odds hit 43%. Solana is currently at $180.
All right, 43% down?
No, 43% chance to win. Right now, she has a 38% chance to win, according to Polymarket. So which one happens first? Does Kamala Harris's odds go up to 43% or Solana go to 220?
Are we only using Polymarket?
I'd buy the Kamala one. That one's what right now. The Wall Street Journal has her at even odds.
Yes. I think it's Politify, another prediction market that's only debit cards, has Kamala at 46%. So Polymarket does look to have a slight crypto skew to the odds.
Got it. So Easy. I'm assuming your pick would be Kamala first to 43% versus Solana to 220.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. 100%. Yeah.
Nick?
Kamala first.
I'm the one that basically said that right out the gate.
No, you didn't. No.
All right. So Nick's choice is also Kamala. I would have to go with Kamala. Is it Kamala? Kamala as well. Ray, any what's your pick?
I'm gonna take Solana.
Wow.
Take Solana. But talking about prediction markets here, Fred Krueger dropped an interesting ARB opportunity here where you buy Trump on the predicted market for 54 cents to win, and then you buy Kamala on Polymarket at 37 cents to win. Pay out 100 cents, cost 91 cents, you make 9%. I'm not sure if these odds are still available. I saw this yesterday, but it brings up an interesting point on some of these prediction markets that are popping up where you may be able to ARB fees between one or the other based on where they're leaning currently with their liquidity.
Yeah, that makes
Alfalfa is pointing out that I have a 220 bet. Yeah, I have a 220 bet for the whole month. When is this? Which one is going to happen first?
Yeah, which one's going to happen first? All right. Well, Nick, I know we don't have too much time, so I want to keep pushing here. What do we see more of this for number 2? Olympic gold medal. This one's interesting. Olympic gold medals by USA swimmer Katie Ledecky or rate cuts by the end of the year. Nick, I don't know if you guys have been following the Olympics at all for Olympic swimmer Katie Ledecky. I've been watching it. I'm a big Olympics
What's
fan.
the background? Commentator. I mean, I've been watching the Olympics, but I haven't been watching the swimming.
What's the bet?
So what happens? What is going to happen? What is there going to be more of? Katie Ledecky Olympic gold medals? Is she going to get 2 medals, 3 medals, or
Is she like Michael Phelps? Is she like the USA
she
Michael
is?
Phelps?
Think about Michael Phelps,
She's
but
the
on,
female Michael Phelps.
but on her
She's a
last
female
Olympics,
Michael.
probably.
She has 1
Okay.
bronze right now.
She's on the tail end of her career. She got whooped by this Australian swimmer on the 400, but her specialty seems to be the 800. They think she has a chance for that. I think Ledecky gets 1 gold medal, and it might be on the medley.
So is it number of golds?
Number of golds at this limit, so she might not even get 1. Versus rate cuts this year, which 1 or 2 seems to be the consensus here.
And she got a bronze. She got a bronze in her weakest, in her weakest style.
She's more of a long distance. This is the 400, 800 is still coming up.
This is
Which
a dumb one. Dumb one.
all right. We'll make your pick, and we'll move on to the last one.
What if they're even?
Then you lose.
Then it's just even Steven, Nick.
No,
So
but wait, do you get it right or do you lose?
it's just a push. It's just a push.
Then flip a coin because I think it's the same.
I'm gonna
1
go
to 1.
with rate cuts. Easy
I'm going with rate cuts.
rate cuts.
Gold medals.
Gold medals. Nick.
This is so stupid. We got to wait till the end of the year. Why not be like the number of rate cuts in 2027?
You remember? I remember last week Nick was ragging on the
fucking
segment because it was too short. It was a week. You can't go any longer. All right. So, all right. Last one. Before
Okay, I'm going with rate cuts here just because Katie Ledecky is going to get 1 gold, let's say.
Okay. Last one. Over or under 15. Let's do 14.5 meme coins in the top 100 by market cap by the end of the year. There are currently 9 in
The
the
end
top
of the
100.
year?
Yeah, the end of the year. Right now, there are currently 9 in the top 100 with
Over.
Mog and Mew just outside and within the top 110. Easy, you go over?
Over.
Awesome. So you go over
I
14
go
and a
over.
half. Nick going over. Signal?
Yeah, I'm going over as well.
All right. Well, I'm going under. Throwing it in there. I think we got a little alt season ahead of us. Ray, what's your pick?
I'm going to go under 14.5 meme coins. I think we're going to see more institutional adoption into infrastructure level, tech level coins after ETFs get pushed to wirehouses, model portfolios. I think that larger institutions are going to want to invest in altcoins and not meme coins. And you skipped me on number 2. I'm going to go with Katie Ledecky. I think we get 2 gold medals out of her, and I think we only get 1 rate cut this year.
Wow. Okay. I forgot to throw on you on that one. Yeah, it's look, the swimming, and I like it when we all right.
I have to be there in 2 minutes.
All right. See you, Nick. Thank you for joining us.
Is there another one?
No, there's no more.
That's it. You
That
can
was
go.
Bye, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Bye,
See you,
Nick. Everyone
Nick.
say bye, Nick.
Bye, Nick. Everyone wave to Nick.
Bye,
Send
Nick.
your comments. Bye, Nick.
Great shirt today, Nick.
Great shirt today, Nick. Hey,
Have a great day.
Bye, Nick.
Commenters say bye, Nick.
he's throwing up gang signs. Okay. See you, Nick. All right.
Bye, Nick.
All right. I'm taking him off.
The motherfucker be 10 minutes later. Bye, Nick.
Nick, the comments love it. The comments is bye, Nick.
Hey, Nick, are you going to ask how much your doctor makes a year?
Yeah, that's what I sent him. I was like, Nick,
That's a good one.
you should do a video. Hey guys, I just got out of my doctor's appointment. Hey, how much do you make a year again?
This guy only makes 70,000. Oh,
This is a
Yo, bro,
physical
you
therapist. He's not even a real doctor.
he's not even a PT. He's an OT.
He's watching this morning. He's going to break Nick's arm.
All right,
Just
see ya.
snaps the shit out of
All
it.
right, see you, Nick.
As
All
Nick
right.
bench pressing.
Oh man, that was good stuff. All right, well, look, that's going to be our show today, everyone. Thank you, Ray, for coming on and helping me with some of those segments, clarifying when needed. Always love having him up here with his new setup now. The mic, I mean, absolutely locked in. Guys, that's going to be our show. We're also live on YouTube, of course, for anyone listening on Spotify or podcast or Twitter Spaces. Come give us a follow, a subscribe, and a like at the Daily Bone Podcast. If you're listening on Twitter, please follow us at Bodagos ENT and follow our amazing panelists, Easy, Ray, and Signal. Thank you guys for today's show. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be back